What's up, guys, and welcome to another video, and today we are reviewing Rocky 2. Now, in my opinion, the first Rocky obviously is a classic, right? And after the success of the first one, it obviously got a sequel. And the sequel, Rocky 2, yes, Rocky in the first one did not win, but at least he tried. With Rocky 2, felt more heroic. Because Rocky 2 honestly makes the original better, man. It really does. Because, yes, it's not as good as the first one, okay? It's not as good. Okay, it's not as good. There. Because, listen. Is that Rocky 2, in my opinion, Apollo Creed in here, essentially they're going to do essentially a rematch. And this rematch, essentially, the only reason why this fight even happened in the first place was because Apollo, was given a lot of crap after that fight, and let's say, I think he got too cocky and too overconfident, and overall, it's just this freaking ego that ultimately why he lost in Rocky 2. That's why he lost, probably. Honestly, the reason why he truly did lost all comes down to his ego, okay? Because, listen, trust me, I know people. I know what, because trust me, I've dealt with people with big egos, but I won't get over that here, but. So, what did I think of the characters? Well, first of all, I think the stakes are a lot more higher, because, listen, I know the wife is, or at least Rocky's wife is basically like, I'm not going to let you fight after that last time. You might get a little bit, annoyed with her, but if you go in her point of view, I would understand, because, you don't want to see, your lover, potentially get killed, because people have died in this type of sport. Like, I completely understand, okay? I 100% completely understand, because, listen. If nobody wants to see their loved one get killed over a freaking sport, because if that were to happen, right, then in my opinion, first of all, she probably would have sued Apollo here, because she thought, man, your ego, man, got him killed. Yeah, and if he really did that, then his career would have been really going down the fan. But, listen, in my personal opinion, Rocky 2 is definitely, feels more, awarding, since he finally actually wins, And I've seen people claim that none of the sequels will never top the original, which I understand, because a lot of the Rocky sequels focus more on his fame and the boxing side of things, rather than, the love aspects of things. But I understand, but listen. The first Rocky film, I like it, but for me, there are Rocky sequels out there that I like. The point of ranking something, right? It all comes down to rewatch value. And Rocky will always be memorable thanks to that scene where he, runs throughout Philly. And as I mentioned in my last video, I've been to Philly several times, so yeah. In my opinion, like the scene where he does this at the top of the staircase. That scene I'll definitely rewatch. Okay, it's memorable. It's iconic. I get it. But in my opinion, I somewhat prefer the sequels because one, they have a lot more rewatch value, and plus they're crazily entertaining. Okay, because I'll definitely get into Rocky 3 and 4 once I cover those two. And the one thing I forgot to mention, guys, is Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, by the recording of this video, it would be Valentine's Day. Now, the reason why I originally was supposed to go with Friday, but due to, you know, the Super Bowl, things will be moved to Monday through Friday. Actually, I don't know. No, I'm gonna correct myself, but I'll tell you is that's why we're having on Valentine's Day, and this is a perfect movie to start with, because all I can say is Happy Valentine's Day. Overall, I think Rocky 2 to me is just as good as the first one. And because I'll tell you, is the reason why so many people like the original is because it felt like a passion project. Like it came from Sylvester Stallone's heart. Because, you know, he wanted to be an underdog boxer. The movie's actually a reflection on Sylvester Stallone's, basically, him actually struggling to have a career in real life at the time. Obviously, he doesn't have to worry about that anymore since he's a much bigger star now than he was back then. But at the time, he was a lesser known actor. But luckily, thanks to the Rocky movies, it turned him into a big star. I'll say, okay? Because he was like a big action star in the 80s and 90s and even the 2000s. But yeah. Overall, Rocky 2, in my opinion, is a good follow-up to its original. And that's it. Rocky 2 came out in 1979, and again, made tons of money, and enough to do a third one, which we will get over next, because, man, out of all the Rocky movies, Rockies 3 and 4 were the two I wanted to talk about the most. Because Rocky 3 is definitely going to be a fun one. But yeah. I want you guys to stay tuned for Rocky 3. And I want to wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And go find your true lover. Peace.